life got me playing with swords. Eat a body, then I'm aiming at yours. I'm a slave, swing, go through the pole. Head 'em off is the end of your road. Cleanse them, get sorted, then folded. Constantine demons deported. Constantly seen as support, so chronically cleaved above shoulder.
What's going on, DSG? It's your boy Darrnell Bradley back with another video. Today we got top 10 most criminally misunderstood animals. Casual Geographic. Let us get our education on. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media. We knew that ain't further but down. 3, 2, 1, click.
Can recognize their caretakers and show affection. Will bond with certain individuals and follow them around.
Dogs.
Will often bring someone an object and play tug-of-war.
Dogs.
Gentle, inquisitive,
Dogs.
and very intelligent. You'd think all this was from someone describing their dog.
You hear me with the last part. The last part, you know what I'm saying? We thought some cats, and like, you know what I'm saying, some dolphins, you know what I'm saying? Some other ones, I don't know about the last one. Alright, let's go.
Gentle, inquisitive, and very intelligent. You'd think all this was from someone describing their dog. Actually, these quotes are all from people talking about vultures. The Jurassic-sized graveyard griefing alopecia pigeon actually has the personality of an imprinted puppy. You might not know that, because most times people see one, it's either thousands of feet above the earth looking for death, or on the ground feeding off it. Truth is, the vulture just might be the most generationally misunderstood bird, and in the spirit of Earth Day, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most maligned and honestly reputationally screwed over animals, in my biased opinion.
In his biased opinion. Okay, we'll give him credence to in his biased opinion, because homie showed a clip of an alligator. You're going to have to explain that. You're going to have to explain that hard.
Top 10 most maligned and honestly reputationally screwed over animals, in my biased opinion. You can't please everyone, but I like my list, so let's get into it. Starting off, it's not hard to see how vultures got done dirty. It's pretty hard to earn public favor when you dive bowels deep in a bloated buffalo for a living. Then you add the fact that they'll leak liquid nasty all over their legs to stay cool, projectile vomit in self-defense, and in a world of pretty privilege, vultures have a homely handicap. But anyone who's worked with them will swear by how smart they are. They're arguably the smartest birds that aren't corvids or parrots, and they're part of the exclusive group of animals able to make and use tools, with Egyptian vultures using a rock to have an ostrich-sized omelet. And yeah, get on their good side and it's like having a lapdog with wings. Apollo was a turkey vulture who apparently caught feelings for her caretaker Dave. They're also smart enough for a vulture vendetta to be a real thing. But what makes them underrated is just how much worse our quality of life would be without them. Botulinum toxins is the deadliest natural substance known to man, and vultures eat it like candy. Vultures can also tank tuberculosis, anthrax, and even the bubonic plague. Folks associate them with death and disease.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, considering their diet, they gotta be well equipped for all of that. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to like splicing and when humans and animals start doing that genetic thing in the future, you know what I'm saying? We gonna want that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna want the growing of limbs thing too. We gonna want a few things.
But that's exactly what they help prevent. And if you want to know what happens when you avoid vultures, look no further than India. With about a 99% loss, vultures in India suffered one of the worst bird blights in history, mostly thanks to a drug given to cattle that also caused kidney failure in the feathery coffins. And with less of nature's cleanup crew taking care of expired bodies, the number of feral dogs went up, and so did cases of rabies. And if you remember my Halloween video, a rise in rabies might be the biggest jihad to the human race. But that's not the only social work vultures offer for free. The turkey vulture's nose is so OP, they've actually been used to help find gas leaks, with engineers putting special chemicals in pipes. And with them being more corpse happy than a necro in a morgue, many places rely on vultures as alarms against poaching activity. Unfortunately, the poachers started to catch on and have been murking the snitch tweeties by the hundreds.
Damn, that's crazy. It was a good thought to use them to help with that, but yo, the Uno reverse went mad, bro. That's insane.
Activity. Unfortunately, the poachers started to catch on and have been murking the snitch tweeties by the hundreds, even the ones that are endangered. Worst part is, they're pretty easy targets because it's hard to hide when you're part-time in the sky, and there's no witness protection for a sewer stork. Pretty easy to victimize when you're vulnerable and easy to track, and these are vultures we're talking about. It's not like they have cloaks or camouflage or a VPN. And you know, that last one would actually help a lot, since something like NordVPN would help the sky caskets go off the grid. Since NordVPN creates an encrypted tunnel for your data and protects your identity by hiding your IP address. Plus 4 months extra with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, it's virtually risk-free. Nothing about being a vulture is risk-free. That's why the condor nearly got wiped off the census. But in a W from humanity,
be sliding the mads in there, don't he, bro?
Conservation efforts help bring the big bird back from the brink. Hopefully people start to come around to vultures. Anything that chill with capybara can't be that bad. Just too bad you can't say that about number 9. The Grim Reaper once released a gang of guppies into the Amazon and made it our problem. Or at least that's what you would think from how much the media gets on them. You've probably heard that piranhas can undress a cow down to the bones in minutes, and that skinny dipping in a pool of piranhas is one way to get blacklisted from breathing. Truth is, these fish felons are mostly scavengers, and when you do see one with an expired body, they're usually not the cause, but a symptom. They don't go out of their way to homicide humans. Most attacks involve people either splashing around like prey or getting way too close to a feeding frenzy. But they're basically the bees of water. They don't want smoke, quite the opposite. For all that face, piranha.
Look, bruh. Alright. This be one of them things that he was talking about his list, because I don't give a fuck, bruh. Piranhas in the water, I'm out of it. I don't give a oh, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? Just leave them alone and they chill. Fuck that. Leave them alone. Shit. My way of leaving them alone is don't get in the water that they in. That is the best way to leave them alone. Not swim over here in the same stream or the same lake, but on this side. Nah, nigga, that's all theirs. All of it. All of it. All of it. It's all theirs. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Stop. You know what I'm saying? That's their water. They was there first. They gonna be there. When you gone, they was there before you was here. Leave that water alone. That is their water. All right? It's that simple. All right.
Piranhas are naturally timid and scare easy, so much that you actually have to give them places to hide in an aquarium because of just how neurotic they are. Also, they're not strictly meat. They'll also eat fruits, they'll eat seeds, leaves. There's even a type that eats mostly river reeds. But that wouldn't really make a good movie, now would it? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like they're not capable of mass destruction, but their PR team really did them filth. Jeremy Wade sat in a pool of allegedly trigger-happy piranhas and didn't even get touched. And the whole cow story came from a Theodore Roosevelt hunting expedition where he saw it happen. The catch is, the guides wanted to impress the president because who wouldn't? So they actually netted off a section of the river and starved the fish in it for a week, only to feed them with a cow while Roosevelt was watching. And just like the cow, the piranha's reputation never recovered.
Alright, well that's messed up. That you know, feed, it's just, you know what I'm saying, like just starving them. I wouldn't, like I said, once again, it's like snakes. You know what I'm saying? Respect it so much that you just don't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to impress you with shit. And even if I was trying to impress you, it would not be with a whole shit of piranha eating something very, very vigorously. That wouldn't be my way to impress anybody. I feel like there are other ways to get that done.
Sometimes all it takes is one incident to royally screw over an animal. Something next on the list knows all too well.
Number 8.
Let's just get this out the way. There are some deaths where you never forget where you were the moment you found out. For me, that's Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman, and of course, Khaki Animal Jesus, aka Steve Irwin. And many have had smoke for stingray kind ever since. Before you go wage war on a water wall, first we gotta talk about just what went down. For one, Steve Irwin got struck directly in the heart, causing massive bleeding. He also never traveled with anti-venom, because anti-venom was anti-Irwin. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, because it wasn't even the venom that did it. Again, it was the bleeding. Stingray venom isn't even all that fatal. And at the time, it was only the second reported stingray-related death in Australia since 1945. It took over an hour for him to get to emergency workers, but again, it probably wouldn't have made a difference. The point is, literally everything that could have possibly went wrong, went wrong. Like piranhas, stingrays are what a New Yorker might call a scary-at that would rather run away than run a fade. I went to the Cayman Islands a couple of months ago and visited Stingray City, and as someone religiously terrified of the ocean, I can tell you, the crepe of the coast is in fact chill like that. Pro tip, if you're ever walking around stingrays,
See, you gotta respect, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect, homie, because not only does he do this content, you know what I'm saying, he stand on his shit in real life. You know what I mean? So I respect that. Once again, that's his water. The stingray, that's their water. We don't belong in that water. That's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not our water. You know what I'm saying? We got water. We got water. You go down to Walmart, you get you a whole case. You know what I'm saying? That's all. This day water. We don't need that. We can get a whole out the sink. You know what I'm saying? We got access to all kinds of water. I don't know what we need to. Ooh, shit. Sorry, I don't know what we need to fuck with their water for. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me.
Do the stingray shuffle. You're just gonna want to drag your feet. Basically, you don't want them to leave the floor in case RNG makes you turn a ray into a welcome mat. Other than that, unless you're a crab or a fish, you really don't have much to worry about. Besides, let's not act like Steve Irwin, the same man that took a love bite from a cobra and said sorry to the snake, isn't somewhere in the afterlife eternally apologizing to the stingray for spooking him. Stingrays have been misunderstood ever since, but we can drop the vendetta. If we know anything about Steve, that's exactly what he would have wanted.
That's facts.
Yeah, I'm really gonna have to explain putting dolphins here. Okay, well I feel like this weird thing
Why are you gonna have to
went
explain putting dolphins there? You don't gotta explain dolphins, bro. I feel like that's some of the most, as far as like all the stuff you was listing off in the beginning, like I feel like that's some of the more commonly known stuff. Like that's really seriously been advertised as far as dolphins are concerned.
I have to explain putting dolphins here. Okay, well I feel like this weird thing happened where we went from Free Willy to finding out dolphins take that title seriously. So much that we ended up overcorrecting.
Yeah, I'm not testing
I
guidelines
personally and
today.
publicly talked endless amounts of shit. Don't get me wrong, the facts I said, I'll say again, and I'll say it with my chest. But me calling them water Weinsteins or homicidal hot dogs or a blowhole bandit, nah, that's actually still crazy. But that's just me anthropomorphizing. I don't actually think they're evil. It's fun to treat them like humans, but they're still just wild animals doing what comes naturally. It's just that what comes naturally often involves them naturally. Actually, I should never mind. Look, with intelligent animals, there's always going to be duality, and I don't even need to say it. I just have to show you these two articles. But dolphins can be wholesome too, like the duality, and I don't even need to say it. I just have to.
Elephant walks 12 hours every year. Pay respect to human friend. Yep. I mean, return. Yeah, those two clips.
Show you these two articles. But dolphins can be wholesome too. Like the same way parents will baby talk a toddler, mother dolphins actually do with their calves. They'll also sing to their baby before it's even born to teach them to recognize the sound of its mother's voice. We also found out that dolphins in a pod will often go out of their way to make less noise so to not confuse the calf in the oven. And when it's out, being a helicopter parent means mama dolphin won't sleep for up to a month straight. There's also decent evidence that dolphins get excited around pregnant women because they can detect the fetus and understand the implication of new life. And of course, there are stories of dolphins saving people from drowning and sharks. Hey man, I'm not going soft. I'm still gonna get my jokes off whenever I can. I just feel like because they're so smart, people make the mistake of holding them to human standards, which is pretty unfair considering a lot of humans don't even reach those.
That part.
Dolphins aren't Disney characters or the spawn of Satan. They're just them. And as the final boss of dolphins, you can go ahead and put orcas in that too.
Boss. That's facts.
The greatest trick squirrels ever pulled was convincing the world they're just whimsical, nut-loving creatures, when they're actually rodent psychopaths profiting off pretty privilege. They'll eat things like baby birds, baby bunnies, and even snakes. Red squirrels are also part-time cannibals, with males that'll seek and destroy any pups, only to get with the mother of the kids they just murked. Let's not forget that time a group of squirrels dismembered a dog for barking too loud. Also, the number of squirrels with manslaughter.
We call that getting active. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot. I ain't never heard of that. That's the first time in my life I heard that. Squirrels did what to a dog? Dead-at? Yeah, bro. Look. Sometimes I feel like there are animals that let humans like assume their place in the natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's shit like that that makes me believe that. Like, what do you mean? Like, what would we do if the motherfuckers for real just decided to like unionize on some shit? You feel me? Like, bruh, okay.
Charges is higher than you think. It's estimated that chew-happy bushtails cause up to 30,000 fires a year, not only costing millions in damage, but likely barbecuing human collateral in the process. There was even a time a squirrel damaged the electrical system of a complex with NASDAQ, freezing computers and crippling the market for over an hour. That wouldn't be the last time. In fact, one did the exact same thing 7 years later. Now, I know I'm doing the squirrels what I just admitted I've done to dolphins, but in my defense, I have a bias. I once got jumped by a pack of squirrels in Manhattan, and that was one half of a sandwich I never got back. Moral of the story.
Homie was like, right up, hey, run that sandwich, Nick, what's good, bro? Do you know where you at?
There's a reason the smartest man in the universe immediately took a knee in the face of the Acorn Mafia.
Yeah.
And here you have another case of animal gaslight. Pigs only get the reputation of being dirty because we keep them in filth. In reality, pigs are pretty clean, and when they have a choice, they'll refuse to poop anywhere near where they eat. Pigs are arguably smarter than cats and dogs, and most experts say they're more trainable too. They somewhat passed the mirror test, and some were even taught to play video games. In '98, Lulu the Potbelly saved her owner from a near-fatal heart attack by rushing out into the road and playing dead until she could get someone's attention and lead them back home. I also feel like we forget how well pigs did without us, and from the the red river hog of the Congo, to the pygmy hog of India, to the bearded Borneo pig, the swine smart enough and adaptable enough to live virtually anywhere. On a dolphin-type beat, mother pigs will often sing to their piglets while nursing, and speaking of piglets, they can recognize their name at only 2 weeks old. You can argue pigs are everything we value in an animal. They're intelligent, they're affectionate, they're super trainable. Because they were bred for food, they got big screwed. Look, I'm not gonna virtue
I seen that video, bro. I was like, that pig said, I'm out here, bruh. I don't know what y'all thought, bruh. What you mean, bacon? You ain't baking shit, nigga.
Because they were bred for food, they got big screwed. Look, I'm not gonna virtue signal. You can give me 101 facts on cows, I'll probably still be out here door dashing McDonald's.
Boy said I'm
but
out.
It's pretty criminal what we did to the pig's PR. Put it this way, this guy would have been by far the smartest character in the barnyard. They deserve way better than what they've gotten, and I'm not saying you have to give up bacon. All I'm gonna say is, according to cannibals, the closest tasting thing to human meat is pork. I'm gonna let y'all meditate on that.
Yeah. I've also heard that. That's why they call us long pigs.
Almost entirely because they got blamed for the bubonic plague when the main carrier of the lice and fleas that caused it was likely humans themselves. My theory is rats are found in cities, and cities are usually dirty, so we often see all rats as dirty. In reality, rats are constantly cleaning themselves. In fact, one of the ways they bond is by grooming each other. It's called allogrooming. Speaking of bonds, rats can often form emotional ones with humans, and anyone who's had a rat will tell you, at some point they'll try to groom you like you're a giant rat. Rats can also provide a public service, with many African poached rats actually being trained to sniff out tuberculosis. The same species has been used to sniff out hidden landmines, and not only can they cover the ground in 20 minutes that would take a trained human days, they can obviously walk across the mines without going back to ground zero. Magawa, the explosive tech rat, earned a gold medal after sussing out 100 mines in Cambodia and clearing 225,000 square feet of land. He's not the only heroic rodent. There are several stories of rats saving owners from house fires where they easily could have hightailed it. You know, if it wasn't for the bad PR, rats just might be the top pet. Only bad side with them is they have short lifespans and your feelings will get hurt.
No. I was over here. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've seen like the, you know, the rat, spice, hamsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been crazy about getting a pet like that, but like I like dogs, cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into like having small pets, but like as far as small pets that I would want to get, like it would be among the ones you would rodentify. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go.
You know, the fact that this is the only animal that needed a trigger warning is enough to put spiders at third. Now, I'm not going to downplay arachnophobia like I didn't used to backpedal to pigeons, but spiders are a great example of bark being way worse than their bite. Take the tarantula, they're like the granddaddy.
Yeah, my mama don't play with spiders, arachnophobes straight up. It doesn't matter, bro. She sees it, it is my problem. Oh, God.
Arachnid anxiety, but not only is their venom about as bad as a bee sting, not only are they so fragile they can literally explode if they fall a couple feet. Unlike bees, there's no record of tarantula venom terminating a person. Of course, there's thousands of types of tarantulas, and some are more of a jihad than others. But then you have the ones that adopt frogs as nannies, with the frog eating all the insects that could grief the spider's eggs, and the frog getting an 8-legged bodyguard. Truth is, there's about 50,000 species of spiders seasoning the earth, and less than 0.1% of them are a legitimate threat to your life. And that doesn't include the smallest spider in the world, the patou de bois, or jumping spiders, which are literally small enough to wear water as a hat. And when you add the fact that they basically have paws to help them walk vertical, and that some like the wolf spider can purr, are spiders not just the cats of insects? Oh my bad, arachnids. According to the CDC, the number of people murked by spiders a year is 7. You're more likely to get slept by a vindictive vending machine. Okay, you're not impressed. How about this? Spiders eat up to 800 million tons of insects that could otherwise destroy crops. If Thanos had beef with spiders, not only would there be way less food, it would be stupid expensive. You can thank spiders for a 4 for 4 not setting you back 400. Not to mention all the pesticides we need to stay alive when ironically turned the earth into a disaster movie. Look, I'm not saying you got a cape for spiders. I know I'm biased. In fact, bias is probably why the next animal's number 2.
The thing is, he could sell me on spiders. I'm not fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like scared of him like that, but I just, you know, I'm in the realm of things that I'm going to have in my general vicinity on a regular basis that I'm going to pet, hold, and love. Spiders is not on that list, but okay.
I love Lion King, but they'll forever catch smoke for convincing an entire generation that hyenas are, well, that. Hyenas got profiled as scavengers when up to 95% of what they eat is something they can get credit for killing. Gaslight goes crazy because the literal Lion King poaches more food from hyenas than hyenas hoe lions. And since a laugh-happy vice trap eats every part of an animal, like land vultures, the world would be a much nastier place without the meerkat on a bulk. Everyone wants to shit on the garbage man until he quits and leaves you with the shit.
That
honestly,
part.
it's the stupid part that gets me heated. In experiments, spotted hyenas actually perform better in cooperative problem-solving tests than chimpanzees. You know, the chainsaw with thumbs we share 98% of our DNA with. Hyenas are way smarter than they get credit for. Take Waffles, for example. Waffles was a lady hyena in a clan, and at the very bottom of it, no less. And in just a year, she went from the dirt under the ladder to the alpha at the very top, and she didn't even have to fight for it. All she needed was the power of friendship. No, I'm serious. Waffles slowly made the right friends, built alliances with other low ranks, earned favor with some of the higher ups, and before the ones at the top could even realize it, the hyena named Waffles had caused what scientists would later refer to as the syrup rising. And you'd think she'd go power hungry once she got the throne, but nah, the opposite. She never switched up on the ones that got her there, and there were even times where she helped feed the cubs of low status moms. Cause hyena hierarchy is more about social networking and climbing the corporate ladder.
She was politicking, boy. Hyenas be out there politicking. What the fuck?
They're just running fades all day. See, you wouldn't know that from just watching Lion King, and while some are starting to come around to this giant maligned mongoose, one movie ruined the last animal's rep damn near permanently.
You better not say Jaws, nigga.
There was no way sharks weren't getting the #1 spot. And
bruh, that was literally a shot in the dark. What? There's no way. What? What do you mean? Yo, okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to convince me. Convince me. Cause I seen alligators in the thingy, but he ain't do alligators. This nigga says sharks. Alright. I'm ready for it. Go ahead.
Really, any way you look at it, we did this overgrown grief guppy grimy. How about the fact that the shark's KD ratio is about 10 a year to the 100 million that get murked by people? What about the fact that a coconut
listen. Comparing the KD ratio of any animal to humans is OD. Alright, humans got the bag. Alright, we can point blank period. Humans got the bag when it comes to murking off pretty much anything. Period. Alright, so that's what I got you. You know what I'm saying? But where you say like sharks are responsible for maybe like 10 deaths a year. The state of the death, okay, because getting off by a shark ain't no little thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole process that somebody go through when that happened. It's not quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that part. It's the intensity of the moment's activity. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. But all right, let's go.
It was about 10 a year to the 100 million that get murked by people. What about the fact that a coconut to the dome or a bathtub accident is way more likely to flatline you than a shark? There's the fact that we have over 500 species of them, but really only about 4 are seen as legitimately dangerous, so I don't blame you for folding the great whites, tiger sharks, bull sharks, and the underrated oceanic white tip. But this is a shark, and it's unproblematic to anything that isn't plankton. Same thing with the basking, aka Kirby shark, which is really just a giant pacifish. Then you got white tip reef sharks that are not only non-aggressive, they cuddle each other to sleep. And you can't forget the lemon shark being the golden retriever of the sea that'll often form bonds with divers. Blondie was an 8-foot lemon shark that would go up to divers, but the only thing she'd be hunting for is attention and affection. And while yeah, I'm not exactly a huge fan of this, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want a shark in my living room. You can't be mad when you go into theirs. Because if there's one thing you should take from this video,
can't be mad when they're going, like I said, that's they water. Listen. Listen, okay? 3 times in one video. That's their water. Leave their water alone. Oh, stop fucking with their water. He got a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying?
Calling it shark-infested waters is really wild disrespectful. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother, and maybe give guppies a break. I promise you loan sharks end way more lives. Shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this video, and I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Cuidado, cuidado.
Please don't be some kind of big cat.
Ahí va, ahí va.
Oh, no, big bird.
Sí. Nada, venga, a volar.
I'm out. For real?
Ahí se queda.
Alright, hey. education status, man. We watched that education over here too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we learned some stuff. Also reaffirmed some stuff. You know what I'm saying? One thing I feel like we really got across in this video, one thing that I feel like was really like implanted in my mind, is that their water and your water. Stop getting that shit confused. But other than that, yeah, bro, we was on with this one. Still not quite convinced about the sharks, though. You know what I'm saying? But it was good informationally. It was good informationally. So we'll give him that. That's a take. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Follow me on all that there social media. And I catch y'all next one, fam. Peace.